with the latest updates and insights on world news as it relates to Bible prophecy. Here's Alan Horvath. This is what the LameStream Media is not telling you.
Shalom, my friends. Welcome to this week's newscast. Ynet News reported the Israel Foreign Ministry saying that European governments provide 100 to 200 million euros annually to groups working to delegitimize the Jewish state. Deputy Foreign Minister Tzipi Hotovli has met with the Dutch Foreign Minister, the Spanish Deputy Foreign Minister, and the ambassadors of Sweden, the EU, the UK, Denmark, and Switzerland, presenting them with evidence that their governments provide financial assistance to organizations that support boycotts against Israel, quote, accusing Israel of ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and war crimes, depriving the Jewish people of their right to self-determination, close quote. Bible prophecy is in a state of burgeoning like never before, my friends. 5 to 10 years ago, we never would have been able to say what we can clearly state today, that all nations, including America, are against Israel. The dumb deal made over Iran last week is advancing Bible prophecy also at an exponential rate of advance. Zechariah 12, Ezekiel 38, Psalm 83, and Isaiah 17 are happening, or beginning to. Hezbollah is speeding up its preparations for the third Lebanon war, and this time it has no intention of settling for firing rockets at Israel. Hezbollah has 80,000 to 100,000 missiles and rockets, all directed at Israel. In addition, it has greatly improved its UAVs and built a unit of suicide aircraft which can reach many areas in Israel and explode on selected targets. And their goal is a ground invasion with an entry of many commando and anti-tank teams deep into the upper and western Galilee. They will employ explosive devices and anti-tank missiles like the Cornet, which reaches an efficient range of 5 kilometers during the day and 3 kilometers at night. Lost in the daily reporting about nuclear talks is the Iran regime's increased rate of executions of its own citizens. While the Islamic Republic runs a vast network of prisons and detention centers, many of them still secret, and this prison archipelago, similar in relative size and brutality to the network once run by the Soviet KGB, is the primary instrument of terror that keeps the Iranian ruling class in power. Turning to wars and rumors of wars, on Tuesday, July 21st, in 2 districts of Syria's Hasaka city, Kurdish fighters and regime forces are battling the Islamic State group, a shared enemy being fought jointly for the first time. On Wednesday, July 22nd, protesters packed the streets of New York City to demand that Congress vote down the proposed U.S. deal with Iran. Approximately 12,000 protesters flooded Times Square, filling the blocks between 42nd and 38th Streets to rally against the Iran nuclear arms deal. At the rally, Alan Dershowitz, a prominent Jewish attorney, said he was, quote, opposing the deal as a liberal Democrat, close quote. He said he believed democracy was ignored because the Obama administration negotiated the deal without congressional input. Then Turkish warplanes struck Islamic State targets and killed 9 ISIS fighters in Syria after ISIS fired at a Turkish military outpost, killing a soldier. The operation came one day after Turkey agreed to allow the U.S. access to a key Turkish air base, the Incirlik Air Force Base, about 250 miles from the Syrian city of Raqqa. Previously, the anti-ISIS aircraft had been flying some 1,200 miles from bases outside Iraq or from aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf to strike enemy positions. Israel anticipates a major escalation of Iranian-backed terror attacks on its borders as a direct result of the nuclear agreement. Foreign Ministry Director General Dor Gold said on Wednesday during a conference call hosted by the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, quote, "The moment that the funds become available from frozen accounts, that is when the Middle East goes south and things become extremely dangerous in the region. With the release of $150 billion of frozen funds, Iranian troops and their proxies will have an ability to be everywhere simultaneously." Close quote. Then on Friday, July 24th, Reuters reported that Israel has given around 16 retired U.S.-supplied Cobra combat helicopters to Jordan to help the kingdom fend off insurgent threats on the Syrian and Iraqi borders. An opposition activist in Daraa told reporters that an offensive led by the Southern Front, a coalition of several dozen moderate rebel groups, have launched an offensive to capture government-held neighborhoods in the southern city of Daraa. Then on Saturday, July 25th, Bahrain authorities have disrupted an attempt to smuggle 44 kilograms of high-grade C4 explosives and automatic weapons into the country by sea and have arrested 2 Bahraini suspects. The 2 suspects admitted receiving the shipment from Iranian handlers and that one of the 2 had received military training in Iran. Then on Sunday, July 26th, the Times of Israel reported that dozens of masked Palestinians hurled rocks, firebombs, and firecrackers at police at the Temple Mount compound in Jerusalem Sunday morning before being pushed back into the Al-Aqsa Mosque by security forces. The Palestinians had stockpiled explosives inside the mosque with the intention of attacking thousands of Jewish worshippers gathered nearby for prayers at the Western Wall on Tisha B'Av, a fast day that commemorates the destruction of the first and second Jewish temples. Last Thursday, I posted a video on my channel titled The 24 Elders. Now, if you've watched that one, hang tight, I have a bit of an announcement. If you haven't watched it, please go and check it out before Thursday next, that is the day after tomorrow. I did a complete study about who the 24 elders are seen in the book of Revelation chapter 4. And, well, something a little bit strange happened. I'll explain that in this coming Thursday's video. But this Thursday, day after tomorrow, will be the 24 Elders Part 2. And I have some really, it's a revelation, new information. Last Thursday, I explained who the 24 elders are, And this coming Thursday, I'm going to explain what the 24 elders are. And I find it very exciting. Please make a note and be sure to check it out day after tomorrow. And again, if you haven't seen last Thursday's, watch that one first. So, this past week, we've seen governments providing financial assistance to organizations that support the hatred of Israel. Hezbollah speeding up its preparations for the Third Lebanon War. The Iran regime's increased rate of executing its own citizens. The Islamic Republic running a vast network of secret prisons and detention centers, keeping the Iranian ruling class in power. And then Iranian-backed wars in Syria and Palestinian attacks against Israelis in Israel. And that, my friends, is what the LameStream Media is not telling you. Abba willing, I'll see you here again next week. Until then, stay safe. Shalom.
Make sure you hit that like button on YouTube, Facebook, or anywhere else you see it. You can share this video with all your favorite networks by clicking the share button below this video. For weekly insightful newscasts by Alan, make sure you click that YouTube subscribe button.
I don't like crowded rooms, I need more space than I consume. Enough is time alone with you, underneath a naked moon, sharing confidential moods and making chatter. Mockingbird nocturnal sings notations of eternal things, entering the quantum breeze, flying not for want of wings. He lights his gaze on you and me, simply because we matter.